Hey folks, Jonathan here. Fordson Super Dexta. Got Fordson 2000 on the hood. Anyway, this thing, the fellow that owned this actually passed away 12 years ago. Now, it was sitting when he passed away. I think this is probably more than 12 years, but maybe not. But we're going to try to get this thing fired up. And a couple of things. First thing, battery cables have been cut. Somebody probably stole the battery, I'd say. You can say it wasn't cut yesterday either. And yeah, the other one's up there. I have to find one for that to get to the solenoid. The only thing, the fuel filter, this housing was busted. And I welded this up the other day. Or not the housing, but the actual filter housing at the bottom, not the top part. Let me show you. Get it screwed off. Alright. It was actually broke, and I ground it and put a weld on it, so we've got that taken care of. And we're going to put a new filter in it. And stick a new oil filter in it and put some oil in it, brush oil, and then we're going to try to get it started. I haven't really looked at it hard, so we're looking at it together here. I hadn't even checked the engine to make sure the engine wasn't stuck. I'm assuming it's going to turn over. It's a diesel, so and I think this is actually a Perkins. And I already see a problem. Oh, hold on, I'll show you. Okay, I just noticed something while I was sitting here. The block's cracked on it. Got a nice crack in there. And I know that he don't know that, the man that owns this. This is actually a friend of mine. And, but that's alright. We'll still get it running. And we may either weld it up for him or drill it, and I can show you a few different ways that you can fix that, but it's not that big of an issue to me. A lot of people get scared when they see blocks cracked. Now, the only bad thing about it is this is not an old tractor. I mean, it's not old as in antique or what I'm used to working on. The older it is, it seems like the better the cast iron welds on tractors. It's more, you know, like a virgin cast iron instead of a recycled cast iron, and it seems to weld better for me. But we can get that taken care of. Looks like it's about 5 inches long, cracked and pushed out, and hopefully it's not cracked on the inside. That's going to be our big issue. But either way, we will figure something out on that. But I'm going to check and see, maybe. Hopefully I can turn this thing. I don't know. I want to make sure they don't have it in gear. No. Well, I sure can't turn it with the belt, so we'll have to see. Nobody's put a battery in it, so we don't know for sure. Exhaust manifold is shot. Definitely not going to be any water in it. Yeah, it's definitely cracked pretty good. Oh, it's cracked below too. I see it under the numbers cracked. So it pushed this whole side of the block out. And the top one we probably could get to. The bottom I don't know if we can get to weld. May have to take the injector pump off. But we'll see what we can figure out on it anyway. See if she runs and what we need to do. I don't think it, I mean, it may be stuck, who knows. I want to check to make sure there ain't no water in it. Nope. Alright, well, I think first thing I'm going to do is try to get a battery hooked up there, or jumper cables or something, just to test it and see if it's going to roll over at all before we go any farther. Now I'll show you a little better here. You see the dirt, the leaves and stuff that's in the pulley there. That thing hasn't been turned in a long time, so it may just be stuck. It may just be out of luck on it. We'll see. I think I'll just grab a truck and some jumper cables and see if we can get the just see if we can get the starter to do something. I'm kind of having my doubts. I have a feeling this thing's going to be stuck tight. I don't know that the exhaust was covered up, so alright, let me try it. Alright, let's see what this thing's going to do. I got a feeling starter runs, but it don't run when the Bendix is in. I've got a feeling she's locked tight. Okay. Okay, folks, I didn't have a lot of battery on it, just running them jumper cables, but that thing should have budged. So we're gonna pull the starter and see if we can get a pry bar in there and move it with the flywheel teeth. Okay, starter's off. Oh, this ain't good. This ain't good at all. Let's sit you up. Nope, she's stuck tight. She's definitely gotten water in it. But I have a feeling that this thing probably got rained in pretty hard. So the chances of it recovering from this is slim to none, and then you've got the issue with the block. Back tires are good, front tires are cheap, but like I said, I can't see down in there real good to tell the bottom of it, how, you know, if it's been rained in. The injector pump acted like it was stuck there. Probably just pull the injectors out and maybe look at the ends of them, and then a little bit of moisture got in there. We'll pull the injectors out and look at the ends of them and see if maybe they got some rust on them. Okay, I got them all three pried loose here, and I haven't pulled them up yet. That one don't look bad. Aha. I see rust on the tip. So number 2. Number 3's alright. So we got number 2 cylinder. Well, I'm assuming the exhaust valve's open on this cylinder, and that's why it got in there. Just think, if they hadn't sort of repaired this exhaust manifold, all the water probably would have leaked out and it never got in there. But I guess you could say sort of repaired. But anyway, we're going to fill up number 2 and we'll just let it sit. There's nothing else we can do right now. And hopefully it won't be so bad that it won't come unstuck. But I kind of have my doubts on this one. But we'll see. Alright. Okay, folks, I sort of changed my mind on what I'm going to use on that engine. I'll talk while I'm walking here.
my L car, I was having a little trouble with it running a little warmer than what it should have. And you could see in the radiator that there looked like there was some rust particles that had got in the cores, and you can't rod them radiators out because it's a honeycomb. So what I done, I capped the bottom off. I bought some more of that Metal Rescue, enough to mix up enough to fill the radiator completely up, and let it sit for 20 hours. And when I was done, I flushed it and put antifreeze back in it and water, and no problems whatsoever. I mean, it actually ate everything out, I guess, that was in there. I didn't see any lime, build up or calcium build up, but there was definitely rust in it. So that took care of that problem. So I've got some left over, that I put back in jugs. So I'm going to fill these cylinders up with maybe at least this one, and maybe all three of them up with Metal Rescue, which is a rust eater. And I mean, it can't hurt, right? So let me get them filled up, and then we'll let it sit for probably 48 hours, 2 days, because that's the max they said to let it sit, and we'll see what happens. We'll just put it through the ultimate test, right? All right. Anytime you got leaves in it, water got in it. Alright, she's filled up now. All we can do is let her sit. So we'll come back in a couple days and check her out. Okay folks, the tractor. Now I said I was going to leave it sit for 48 hours, but it's been 48 hours was up last night, and I just haven't had time. But I'm going to go grab a bar real quick and see if I can get this thing to turn. Okay, let's give her a try. I don't have any big bar. I've only got a bar about 2 foot long, but we can go back and get a big one if we need to. I don't know. I have my doubts. I'll be damned, I moved it. Same bar I was using last time. Well, I moved it a little bit. Huh. Let's go back and forth and maybe we can get the three up. Well, I find that hard to believe, but it worked. Won't go the whole way, but we can work it back and forth. Still comes to a hard spot there. Yeah, she don't want to go faster. I think what we'll do now is put some oil in it, or some Marble Mystery oil or something, and I'll just keep working it back and forth, and we'll see if we can get her to go. Okay folks, we decided to pull the head on this thing. As you can see, somehow it's got water in the front number 1 cylinder too. Number 2 cylinder exhaust valve stuck open just like I figured, and number 3 is not terrible. And I had assumed and thought that this piston was stuck down and wasn't coming up, but I was wrong. It's stuck up and won't go down. So that means that water had passed through the rings, and I can see now, I filled these cylinders full,
these are down a little bit. This one's empty, so I don't think it evaporated. I think it's leaking down past, so I think the bottom of the cylinder all the way down is rusted. This engine, to take the pan off, I think you got to unbolt the front end on this one. I think the front only mounts to the pan, so this one's sort of a pain. So I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to the buddy of mine that owns this and see what he wants to do, go from here. It's rough, it's really rough, and I don't know that it's worth putting a set of sleeves in because the block's busted, but I may have a friend that may have some parts, or maybe have an extra engine for one of these, and but we'll go from there. But I'll let you know an update on this one, but you know, one way or the other, we'll have maybe a short video telling you what's going to end up happening with it anyway. But all right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.